Hello everyone, welcome to The Old Man and the Read. My name is Jerry. I'm going to do another 15 of my favorite books videos, and we'll see how many more of these I do. But so this will be 15 more of some of my favorite books. And the first one I have to show is The Color by Rose Tremain, and this takes place in the 1860s during the New Zealand gold rush. And it's about a newlywed couple along with his mother who immigrate to New Zealand from England. And after he's been there a short while, he becomes seduced by the prospects of finding gold and abandons his wife and his mother. And this sets his wife off, and she discovers that her true strength and her determination to become self-sufficient. The next book is Ransom by David Malouf. This is a story that's based on Homer's Iliad, and it's the book is taken from the story of Achilles, who kills Hector in battle, and Achilles had defeated Hector in battle because it was out of revenge for Hector killing Patroclus. And after Achilles kills Hector, he begins dragging his body across the battlefield with his chariot, and he continues doing that every day for 11 days. And then Hector's father, who is the king of Troy, can no longer take it, and he takes a cart of treasure out onto the battlefield to try to ransom the body of his son. The next book is Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. This is about a young man who is trying to navigate life through the harsh racism of the first half of the 20th century. And he finds himself in just several Kafkaesque type situations. Next book is The Living Days by Ananda Devi. And this is kind of a dark story. It's about a 15-year-old girl who is seduced and then spends the night with a young boy. And then early the next morning, he leaves and goes to war. After he had left, she discovered that she had never really seen his face and didn't know his name, but she was in love with him. And so she decided she will wait till his return from war. And she waited, but he never returned. And she waited until she was 75 years old, and then she met another young boy, and the story goes from there. But it's very dystopian and very dark. The next book is The Caprices by Sabina Murray, and this is a short story collection of stories that all take place in the South Pacific during World War II. And most of the stories just deal with the trauma of war. The next book is The Bass Saxophone by Josef Skvorecky. And this is two novellas, just very poetically written though. But the first one is Emoke, and this is about a young man. He's an atheist, and he meets a young woman who is very spiritual. And then the other story is the bass saxophone. And this is about a Czech man who reluctantly is drawn into a group of German musicians. Next book is Bear and His Daughter by Robert Stone. One of my favorite writers. I've read quite a number of his books. But this is a collection of very dark and twisted stories about people who are living on the edges of society. Next book is a nonfiction, Snowball Earth by Gabriella Walker. And this is about a period when the Earth was completely covered in ice. And this was about 600 million years ago, just shortly before complex multicellular life appeared on Earth. And it discusses the evidence they found to reveal this period. The next book is Quixote by Salman Rushdie. Just really a brilliant parody of Don Quixote by Rushdie. And I think probably after Midnight's Children, my favorite of his books. But this is the story of a quest by Quixote and his imaginary son Sancho. And he travels across America to capture the heart of Quixote's fantasy love, and that's a TV star named Selma. But the book is really a satire of American life and society, and a satire of Rushdie himself. The next book is The Moor's Account by Leila Lalami. This is a fictional historical account based on a true story about the Narvaez expedition. And that was the Narvaez expedition was an army of about 600 conquistadors who landed on Florida and were stranded when their ships went aground. And it's about their having to set off overland to try to reach safety in what we now know as Mexico. And it's about their ordeals, their battles with the native people, and all of the ordeals they went through, and how eventually 8 years later 4 survivors reached safety. The next book is The Women of Plums by Dolores Kendrick. Just really a great collection of poems that are told in the voices of slaves. And all of the poems speak about the horrific system of slavery that was in place. Next book is The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. Just really a powerful book about the consequences that come from racism. But it's about a young black girl named Piccola, and she dreams of having blue eyes, so she will be beautiful instead of ugly like people call her. But it's really, all about self-esteem and self-loathing stemming from racism. The next book is The Snow Child by Ewan Ivey. This is really an enchanting story, almost like a fairy tale. But it's about an older couple who are homesteading in Alaska. They're childless, and one day they go out and build a snowman in their backyard, and they put a red scarf and gloves on it, and yellow hair. And then the next morning, that little snowman is gone, and they begin seeing a young girl in red scarves and gloves in the trees, peeking around the trees. The next book is Fair and Tender Ladies by Lee Smith. Great book. This is told through a series of letters that are written by Ivy Rowe from her early age on into old age. But the letters all tell about her very harsh life of poverty in the Appalachians. And the last book I have is Going After Cacciato by Tim O'Brien. This takes place during the Vietnamese War, and it's about a soldier who deserts and decides to walk to Paris. And it's also about a squad that are sent after him. But it's a very surreal story, and it's filled with just a lot of allegory. But those are 15 more of some of my favorite books. So I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully if you enjoyed it, you'll watch another video. Thanks.